Some other big news this week, we have Ryan Clark getting fired by ESPN, and not only fired, but live on air. They went to a commercial break, and everybody knew about it except for him, and they kicked him off mid-show, and I'm okay with that. Because Ryan Clark, I have hated for many years now, and he has some of the worst takes that I've ever seen, and he's just a pain to listen to. I feel like he was just when you thought that like COVID was taking over the news, Ryan Clark was taking over the news for ESPN. You couldn't even get away. And someone did an article on MSN about 7 of his worst takes, and they're pretty damn bad. Like, here, let me just give you some highlights as far as Shadu Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, who fell in the draft all the way to the 5th round. Ryan Clark said, "It's not just about him being Deion Sanders' son. It's about the bravado he carries. It's about the fact that he looks a certain way. It is about the fact that the color of his skin sometimes at the position can be questioned." How about Lamar Jackson? Like, bro, what else? What other bad takes has he had? Oh, here's one of my favorites. He says, while discussing if Arch Manning, a draft pick for next year's draft, a lot of teams will be tanking for him as their new franchise quarterback. While discussing if Arch Manning was a generational talent on First Take, Clark said, "I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning are generational talents." Who's a generational talent? Ryan Clark. And this is probably one of the biggest ones, and I think a lot of people are speculating that this is one of the reasons that he got ultimately let go, was because of Pete Schrager. They were having just a regular like NFL argument on like how a wide receiver is going to do during a regular season game in the NFL. And so Schrager has a point. And Schrager has never played football. Ryan Clark did. He for the Packers. So instead of like having an actual like argument about it, Ryan Clark says to Peter Schrager, he says, "We shouldn't do this on TV, so I apologize if people think this is rude, but that's the non-player in you," implying that he has better takes because he was a player. Now, one could argue CTE, and maybe you can't make any points. Just throwing that out there. But, I mean, hey, just because someone didn't play football doesn't mean they don't know the game. I mean, you can talk to any coach. You can talk to any, there's people that are super nerds out there that look at stats. I mean, there's a reason that you can't beat the casino most of the time. There's people that are professionals in knowing things in sports and how things are going to go. Except apparently for the WNBA. Apparently if you bet the under on a lot of these games, you'll win right now. That happened in early UFC too until they like really dialed it in. Or they fixed the games. Who knows? Maybe every game is totally fixed and the ball's weighted. I don't know. Maybe it's all AI and we're not even looking at the screen. Maybe we're not looking on the court. Maybe, crazy. Schrager had responded to him live on the air after Clark had said that. He said, "Oh, stop." He's followed by saying, "Ryan, don't belittle me like that. I can come and say as 3 ex-players are saying one thing and give an alternate perspective." Clark then doubled down and gaslit Schrager, saying, "Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish." Oh my God. So after that, the following week on Scott Van Pelt, Monday Night Football with Scott Van Pelt, I guess, I don't remember this story, but apparently Kyron Lacy unalived himself on April 12th, 2025 after being charged with negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle, accused police of doctoring and manipulating statements regarding the crash in order to frame him. So this is a week right after the Schrager thing. Clark claimed on the Scott Van Pelt show, Kyron Lacy was being accused and investigated for something he didn't do, and then said, "Lacy died an innocent man. Kyron Lacy was innocent. Kyron Lacy should be here with us." There were so many stations that ran the fact that he was being investigated, so I wanted to make sure here with Scott Van Pelt we could say that he was an innocent man. Following that, Clark eventually had to apologize live on air after footage was released by the Louisiana State Police showing Laci speeding in the opposite traffic lane, passing multiple cars on the wrong side of the road just seconds before the crash. LSP, which released footage of the incident, said Laci caused a woman to veer into oncoming traffic to avoid hitting him. Laci was the primary cause of the chain of events leading to the fatal crash. On his apology, Clark said, "I knew Kyron Laci personally. It's always important to me that I gather all factual and important information to provide a complete story, and when discussed in real time on Monday evening, I failed to do so, and for that I apologize." It was very dumb of him to come out and say that. I forget how bad these are. I'm just reading these and I'm like trying to pick out the good parts, but they're all pretty crazy. So here's another one. This one is, I remember this when it happened and I kind of just left my mind. But Clark said started a feud with former Heisman winner and former ESPN personality Robert Griffin III, another black quarterback, by the way, telling him that he is not allowed to discuss perceived hatred of Angel Reese for Caitlin Clark following a matchup between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky in 2025. Because Griffin is married to a white woman, he cannot have an opinion. Here's what he said. "The one thing we know about Robert Griffin III is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. If you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what Reese is dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. The whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amending and clapping." This is insane. Like he did many, like this guy writing it is really funny. Like he did many times on and off air while working for ESPN, Clark eventually apologized for his comments after RG3 rightfully called him out for bringing his wife and family into the sport discussion. Who wrote this? They're good. Who wrote this? Oh, there we go. John Root. Shout out John Root. That was a good article. Yeah, Ryan Clark. So after he got fired, confirms he was forced off the air during a commercial break, which is hilarious and rightfully so. World is starting to see it. Ex-Steelers DT slams Ryan Clark after Super Bowl champion faces backlash for exit. So former Steeler Braden Fayoko said, I go to therapy with grown men and watch them go through struggles and real problems. If there's a camera in sight and a live recording going on, you'll get an Emmy-nominated performance from Ryan Clark. That's how he moves, and the world is starting to see it. LaShawn McCoy come out and said something funny. Here's LaShawn McCoy. I'm going to leave you with this one. This has been The Show with Joe. Thank you for watching.
Does stuff for attention. It's a lot of them that do this. And I truly think that he's one of them. So my thing is, I just don't know how real this is. He might have real feelings. I don't know. But I've watched him over the years. He's such a social media dude. This is part of it. This is part of it.
I think honestly, though, the firing of so many different people had more to do with just them trying to make cuts. It's business. Yeah, I think Carl Ravitch was with ESPN for 30-plus years doing baseball coverage and ended up being let go in these cuts, though, too. I think it's just business, and I think they viewed him as someone that wasn't bringing as much as they felt like they needed moving forward. So.
Real quick, though, imagine when we got fired from Fox, they did all this, though. You just start crying and all that, and I start crying with you. Shit, we got all type of press. You know what I mean? Like, come on, it's part of the game. But when you pay somebody money like they've been paying us to be on TV to run our mouth, it's part of it. You get cut.
That's assuming the crying was because he got cut. I'm saying I don't think he cried because he got fired. I think he cried because of gratitude.
I knew this. I knew it was gonna be something. I knew he was gonna monetize this whole thing. You know what? I'm about to make this something. And that's what we did. Instead of just getting fired like everybody else, you know what? We're going to make some of this thing. We're going to get some clicks. We're going to have a million views in this joint.
As somebody that goes to therapy, how do you feel about that space, that safe space that was created?
And that's why what I'm saying is for him, I just don't know because I watched his previous patterns.
Yeah.
So let me look in your eyes because I'm not your boy, and I don't, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, you can't tell me, and it's not right or wrong. But if somebody said to you, yeah, Acho, I think Ryan Clark is a attention media, social media guy. You can see where they're coming from. You be like, okay.
Yeah, I think Ryan knows how to get clicks. I think he knows how to get views. I don't think it's like conniving, but I think
that's good enough for me right there.
He knows how to get views.
Put you know what I mean? But for you to say that, like, you know, like I could tell somebody.
But I don't think that was fake.
But when you do it so much, you just don't know. You just don't know.
But so Shady, let's just say, in all actuality, the tiers work for clicks and engagement. What is your response? And then the tiers were absolutely authentic, and he really felt like that. What's your response?
I don't have no response. I don't feel bad, none of that. Like, we all been fired.
Whether the tiers are real or not, it's
hard.
You're indifferent.
James Jones just texted me. Right?
Yeah.
One of our good friends. We were on Fox. They fired his ass fast. They fired him so fast. Soon he left out.
His badge quit working.
Right? His badge didn't even work no more.
Yeah, that's a true story.
He didn't have nobody.
Yeah.
He didn't have nobody recording. Yo, take this video. Oh, that's what y'all doing? You fired me, and then I can't get in my stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? My thing with Ryan is like, the true matter is like, I just don't know if it's real or not because I've seen him all in action. That's what he does. That's what he do. Anything something happens, I'm gonna speak about it because I just want to be looked at as because I want to be accepted. So I want to look like I'm speaking on everybody's, you know, issues around the world, like I'm policing the world. But hold up, because I want to be accepted. Then this like thing, we just feel bad for him. But I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm just saying as long as I've known him on TV or not on TV, he's always been searching for attention.